Hello everybody and welcome to my Italian Grand Prix in my first season of my career mode. You can see I've done very well in practice so far, just dominating my way to a third position, and I'll have to hope to replicate that in qualifying. So now I enter the Parabolica for the first attempt of my Q1, and Sergio Perez is the man ahead of me, and now I'm through the corner safely. Now full speed ahead, crossing the line easily as you like. It's a 1 minute 26.5 to put me in 12th position, and I ultimately survived the session nice and easily by coming in 14th. Ricciardo, Verne, Bianchi, Peak, Chilton, Van der Gaard were all dismissed, with Vettel on top ahead of Alonso and Webber. So fair play to them. But now it's where it matters. It's Q2, and with 5 minutes to go, I am trying my dearest to get through for the very first time. I'm 0.003 of a second ahead of Esteban Gutierrez, and I've got to keep pushing if I am going to get my top 10 and try for Q3. Here we go again through the Parabolica, just about missing the grass, and once more I'm going for it. Yes, nearly there, 14th, but I have made half a second of improvement. So now we move on to my next attempt, probably my last attempt, as I'm going to run out of fuel eventually. I'm 0.7 of a second ahead of Gutierrez, so that is magnificent, but I've got to keep it going. And now it's Romain Grosjean in the tentative zone. I've lost 1/10 of a second on him, but I'm really going for it now. Look how committed I am through the Ascari chicane. And now we're going to head all the way down to Parabolica. I'm running out of fuel, as I previously stated, and now I've got to get my timing absolutely right in the braking zone. And it's not the best, but I've surely made it now. Come on, I must do it this lap. It's a 1:25.4. There you go. How about that? 7th position, and the threshold is broken. I have finally broken that ceiling to gain a Q3 position, as I've been qualifying in 11th and 12th and 13th in recent Grand Prix, with Maldonado not using his setup as wisely as me, and he is out in 16th. Unfortunately, I decided to sort of throw Q3 away, since I didn't want to burn out my tyres trying to get a position I mightn't even achieve. So I decided to go on the hard compound tyre, and my best lap time was a 1:26.6, so that puts me in 10th position, my best qualifying performance ever, but it was ultimately one that had to be done for strategy. But now let's advance to the Grand Prix proper. 5 lights will be glowing. I have 2 Lotuses ahead, and now they're away. But look on my mirrors, I've got trouble. It's a Sauber, and now maybe Perez as well. This could be dangerous. I have the inside line, braking at the 150 meters, and look at Raikkonen, he made a mistake. I take the middle road, and I'm away. I'm ahead of the Lotuses, up into 8th position, and now there's going to be a queue of cars just rushing into the first chicane of the second chicane really. Rosberg loses momentum. I'm going for him on the outside. He tries to squeeze. Contact. Hulkenberg loses out as well. And I've hit button. But I'm up into 6th. Well, how good is that? What a start. And now the hometown leader for Ferrari, Alonso, is only in 5th. He'll really want to win for the tifosi. But now I've got to run on him as well. But Hulkenberg has lost a lot of positions, and Grosjean is going to try and catch me one way or the other. Here we go, braking hard, and I'm down to 3rd gear. Don't want to go through Ascari that hard. Oh, you can hear the tyre squeal already, and I'm away safely. And you can see there's a battle going on behind me, so I need to use this distraction to my benefit. Now Alonso has a drag on Jenson Button. He's going around the outside. A beautiful overtake from the World Championship leader, and probably the favourite to clinch the crown at the end of the year. And now the fans are obviously very pleased with that. But now I've got a huge run on Jenson Button. He's lost all his momentum. Down the inside, and through I go. 5th position for Williams, and it just gets better and better as my strategy. I'm on the harder tyre, but now I've got to probably consolidate my position, not make any mistakes. So that completes lap 2, and now Jenson Button has indeed re-overtaken me. Braking late. Oh, too late surely, yes. I'm into the gravel, and I hit Rosberg. Rosberg and I have made contact, and that's all my fault. I sincerely take all the blame for that one. And Nico Rosberg will now fall to the back of the grid, but I've gained momentum on Grosjean, and I'm back in the 6th position. So I got away with murder there, but no penalty, which is, you know, pretty much unbelievable. But you know, that's the way sometimes. And now I'm re-catching Jenson Button on lap 5 of 27. The little slow to the chicane, yes, that's a slide. I was trying to cut too much, you know, tarmac out of my line, and I nearly paid the price. So very fortunate there. Now Grosjean has caught up to me, but no dice. He is not overtaking me under any circumstances. And I'm okay. I'm just 1.4 seconds behind Jenson Button, but you can see there the AI have been badly queued. I didn't do anything dirty, but they've lost a lot of time. Now you could hear the race engineer. He says light rain in 10 minutes. Will that come true? We'll find out later in the Grand Prix. But now I'm gaining on Jenson Button some more, and I believe this is going to be the pit strategy window. It is, yes. Jenson Button pits, and I will overtake some more of the leaders, and I'm up at the 2nd position. But now look at my tyres, they're not in great shape either. But it's time for me to pit on lap 7, right on schedule. Mark Webber has already pitted, so now it's up to me. I'm all on my own, trying to save some fuel since I went on an aggressive setup, since I reduced a lot of my aerodynamics to on the front wing and rear wing to get as much speed as possible. So now here we go. I started in 6th position, and I'm going to reclaim 6th position. So great strategy by Williams, but it must have been partly due to all those AI getting dragged at Ascari. So there we go. It's Webber, Vettel, Alonso, Hamilton, myself, Rosberg, Perez, Hulkenberg, Button, Raikkonen, Massa, Gutierrez, Maldonado, Grosjean, Di Resta, Sutil, Verne, Ricciardo, Peak, Bianchi, Van der Garde, and Chilton. So I gained another position, but now Nico Rosberg, who's on a different strategy now, he's just 1 second behind. But you can see a great lap there as Mark Webber was just 1 second faster than me at the best of times. But now here comes Rosberg. He wants payback for my bad driving. I'm going to give him the inside line, trying to brake as late as I can. There you go. And you can see there the AI just lose all momentum if they're scared. And now I'm just trying to keep up to Hamilton. So now I pit again. It was a very quiet stint, and I'm going to lose a lot of places, but I will gain most of them back as they have to pit later than me. As you can see there, we now have a first retirement. Don't know who it is yet, but now it's all about gaining those positions back. 12th, 11th, 10th, 9th, 8th, 7th. So 2 more positions to find, but where are those cars that are ahead of me? You can see my road is completely empty, and if I'm not mistaken, there are raindrops coming in thick and fast. I ultimately changed my strategy from hard tyres to soft tyres in this stint because I suspected there would be rain. Here comes Nico Rosberg for another bite of the cherry on lap 14. He's got the better run, and I brake just as early as Rosberg, but he had the racing line, slippery and slidey. He gets away easily. So bad driving yet again for me. I really should have been a bit more careful. But now it's time to gain back 2 more positions, and I'm up to the 6th once more. There we go, braking late. Rosberg continues to stay ahead of me, but I will gain 5th place back, provided I'm on the better strategy than him. And it's time to update you with Vettel, Alonso, Hamilton, and all of them getting ahead of Webber. Rosberg ahead of me on Gross, myself, Raikkonen, Button, Gutierrez, Perez, Massa, Maldonado, Di Resta, Grosjean, Ricciardo, Verne, Sutil, and Peak. I didn't see who the retirement was, but I think it was Chilton or someone like that. Now I'm back in 5th position, and I've got no one behind me really. I just need to keep on the road because these weather conditions are changing. And now my strategy is to pit this lap. Will I go intermediates? Will I stay on dries? You can see now I'm starting to be caught by Kimi, and I believe it will be Jenson Button behind him. You can see I'm struggling now. Here comes Kimi. He's on my outside heading into the parabolic, yeah. And there's the McLaren just behind. I brake early. Raikkonen emerges, but I block button to keep my inside line protected. I've pitted, and my decision, yes, I've gone intermediate tyres. And now, have I got it right? Have I got it wrong? It's all going to unveil itself very shortly as I emerge down in 16th position. But it was right on my strategy. Any other lap and this would have been a bit of a risk, but there was no reason why I shouldn't have gone on intermediates. And now everyone else is on the dry compounds one way or the other, and I should surely get an advantage because the race engineers have disabled DRS, and that means bad weather. And now a flash as Romain Grosjean has broken down and is out of the Grand Prix, so he's the second retirement. And I couldn't capture that moment in the nick of time, so it was a very random one. Now I'm ahead of most of the pack, but Kimi Raikkonen has a huge boost on me there. Look at him. He gained a lot of time as I was too tentative in my pit entry lap. But now let's take one more update. You can see Alonso, Webber and company all have their soft tyres, but Hulkenberg was the other retirement, beg your pardon. But now I'm the leader of the intermediate pack, and I've got to gain some time on my opponents. And here we go. Kimi Raikkonen pits, so I've gotten that position back. But who else is ahead? I think it's Esteban Gutierrez. Gutierrez has a great run, actually. He's up at the 8th position. And Felipe Massa is ahead of me. He's done very well for himself. And now the race is back on. So I will update you again, actually, with just 7 laps to go or so. So it's Alonso, Webber, Vettel, Hamilton, Button, Massa, myself, Perez, Gutierrez, Di Resta, Rosberg, Ricciardo, Raikkonen, Verne, Peak, Sutil, Bianchi, Maldonado. And now lap 23, Sergio Perez has a go, and he's there. He's through. I've been caught unawares as my tyres have given up. My strategy hasn't worked to perfection as I had planned, and these tyres are giving up the ghost. So I again stick the intermediates, and in we go. So most other drivers have to pit as well, including my rival Perez. Here we go, one more. 1, 2, and 3.1. Away we go. But Perez has really gained on me nicely there. So as long as I stay in 8th position, I will complete my team objective for the weekend. But away goes Esteban Gutierrez, but only just. I think he is yet to pit as well, but I'm on the fresher tyres now, so I could perhaps gain on him here. Here we go, little wiggle into the first chicane, and now starting to get the rain kicked up in my face. And here we go. Oh, look at this for a run. Gutierrez doesn't know what to do. He blocks the inside line, but away I go on the outside. Well driven. And now I must stay ahead of the second Mexican driver, the younger Mexican, to get my team objective. It's now lap 26, and you can see I have a reasonable gap. There was a yellow condition sector. I don't know why, but it didn't pan to be anything serious in the end. I've just got to keep my 1.5 second lead over Gutierrez, and I'll be okay. But here we go. It's actually gone wrong. I've got 2 cars going after me. It's Di Resta as well, but Gutierrez is through. Di Resta hits me, but I've kept that position. Di Resta was thrown off his game, but I've lost 8th to Gutierrez. He's finally back in the points, and Kimi Raikkonen in all that mix-up has taken 10th off Di Resta. So disappointment. It was off-guard moment, but I just couldn't hold on. It's Fernando Alonso winning for the tifosi, despite a difficult start to the Grand Prix. But it's only 9th for me. Only 9th. Sounds a bit disrespectful, but I really could have done much better than that. The rain definitely threw me off my game, but I will take those extra points despite my disappointment. Maldonado could only finish where he started in 16th. So there you go. Alonso, Webber and Vettel are the podium, the rostrum holders. Hamilton, Button, Massa, Perez, Gutierrez, Harman and Raikkonen complete the points. Shocking look for Di Resta and Rosberg there, probably denied unfairly. Ricciardo, Verne, Sutil, Maldonado, Bianchi, Piquet, Chilton and Van der Garde are the other finishers. Grosjean and Hulkenberg, as previously mentioned, failed to finish. In Drivers' World Championship, Alonso gained another few points on Hamilton. Vettel is probably out of it at this stage. Rosberg lost a lot of points though, so he's down well to 4th. Webber 5th, Raikkonen 6th. And now I'm ahead of Adrian Sutil, but 2 points behind Paul Di Resta. So that could be another, chance to overtake in the championship. But in the constructors, there's no hope in hell I'll be getting Williams past Force India unless Maldonado finally decides to pull his finger out and get some points. But there you go. I'm finally level 4 for the season. And that concludes the European Tour for another year, as Singapore's Marina Bay Street Circuit awaits. Probably the most difficult in the whole game, as the severe length and tight chicanes and walls and that sort of thing are very difficult to keep up with. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, everybody. I'm getting closer to my objective as my phone goes off, but I'll talk to you again very soon for the Singapore Grand Prix. Goodbye.